Hey y'all, my name is Jordan Evans, and I'm here to do my final Intro to Sociology project on media and beauty standards. So, first of all, we're going to cover what is a beauty standard. It is a certain look, style, or trend that most of society strive to obtain in order to be accepted by their peers. This would include the wearing certain brands, keeping up with a certain style, wearing your hair a certain way, your face looking a certain way, your body looking a certain way, and being considered beautiful because you are conforming to the what everyone else has considered beautiful. So, something social classes, media, and beauty standards actually have a lot more to do with each other than you would think. So, women have beauty standards that include being thin and young. And these two adjectives really limit what society can call beautiful and really makes it to where it's only the elite who are able to obtain the new foundation, the new stuff to look thin and young, and not have to be stressed of work or anything like that, are able to keep up with the beauty standards. This is a problem because media is constantly promoting the next best materialistic thing. So that can include a $50 mascara, $300 pair of shoes, a $20 shirt, but sometimes people don't have that kind of money just to spend on the next best thing that comes out every week. So beauty pageants are a good example of social classes and being beautiful. These women must pay for thousands of dollars for dresses, hundreds of dollars for makeup, shoes, and jewelry just to have a shot at being called the most beautiful woman in their area. Yes, education does have a lot to do with these beauty pageants, but still, it's the whole premise of which woman presents herself the best. And all the women are very tall, young, skinny, slim, and very smooth bodies and faces. There's nothing that really has curves or anything. Rarely do you ever see young women from a lower social class in this competition or winning since they do not have the materials and money. They don't have the money to buy that $1,000 dress. They don't have the materials to look the way or the access to look the way that most of the women who win these beauty pageants do. Men have beauty standards too. I think it is a big conception that women are the only ones that are held to certain beauty standards, but which quite the contrary, that men as well have a big beauty standard as us. There's a huge body positivity movement for women, which is amazing, but it is only geared towards women. Men often struggle with making their standards as well and trying to look good for women. They're trying their hardest to be muscular, have good facial hair, abs, tall and rich, and all these things are genetical. I mean, most of these things have to do with genetics, and these standards can cause men to turn to HGH, become depressed, and not be able to find someone that they think will love them as much as they should be, just because they don't go to those beauty standards. An example is Justin Bieber and his Calvin Klein photo shoot scandal a couple years ago. It came out that there's a picture of him before and the regular photo and then the Photoshop photo. And so in the Photoshop photo, it was pretty obvious that they had made Justin look bigger, more muscular, more masculine than he actually does. And he is still a very handsome guy in general, but it just shows that even him, Justin Bieber, someone very handsome, very looked at, sought after, still gets transformed into what people think is right. Very unrealistic standards, gender identity. So this is one thing that I think definitely has been changed throughout the years, but could be changed more. Male are limited to gym clothes, suits, and khakis. They don't ask for freedom to have crazy clothes and patterns. It can be considered gay or unacceptable for men to be interested in fashion. Women are forced to wear dresses, skirts, and heels. Athletic clothes that aren't tights in a sports bra can look unattractive to women. Women who have more natural, frizzy hair, or maybe not wear makeup, or not long, flowy blonde hair, can be seen as unattractive. And obviously, this is not okay. This is not how it should be. Women should be able to wear men's clothes. Men should be able to wear women's clothes if they feel like that's what fits them best, and it shouldn't be put on a label. Gender identity puts a label on things very much when it shouldn't. The next thing is has to do with the sexual orientation, and I think that media is pushing sexual orientation onto younger and younger age groups every year. and in turn forces kids to make life-altering decisions and choices that they don't need to be made at such a young age. This can be very toxic and make people feel more lost than people do these days. And I think that younger kids shouldn't have to make these decisions, and this whole movement is supposed to help people not be put in a box, and I believe that this puts them more in a box. Lastly is race and ethnicity. Meghan Markle spends hundreds of dollars on products for her hair to cover up her natural hair. Kate Graham plays a witch in Vampire Diaries, was forced to straighten her hair for the show, and it ruined her natural hairline. I mention these two women because both of these women are African American and have beautiful natural hair that has been covered up by media just to be more accepted. Big, frizzy, poofy hair is not as accepted as straight and more tamed hair. It can be seen as unclassy, unprofessional to have natural hair if you're an African American woman, or even just have curly hair in general. And obviously that needs to change throughout the years, and it has a lot to do with what media portrays as beautiful. And we're getting farther and farther away from white being the more acceptable and more acceptance of everyone. Sports Illustrated actually has two African American and then an Asian woman being on it next week when they release their magazine, which is an awesome and just really shows the progression. And that is the end of my PowerPoint for my final. I hope y'all learned something. Thank you.